So fun.
So good.
You'll have a great time.
This is going to be amazing. I'm excited. I'm really excited about all of my friends getting to have an interaction with you and I. It's like you're here with us. So if you missed our first episode, let me introduce you to my dear friend, Cindy Ratcliff. Fun fact. So we're such good friends. We like to say we're like sisters from another mother. How does that go?
It's sisters from another mister.
Mm-hmm. That one.
That rhymes.
Sisters from another mister. And we're so much sisters from another mister. Let's tell them our middle name.
My middle name is Lorraine, and your middle name is
Ray.
Yeah.
I
Look
mean,
at that.
It's sisters from another mister.
Yes.
So today I'm excited about the episode that we're going to jump into, but before we do, we're going to play a little game. Because I feel like that a game is a great intro into laughter.
Yes.
So this game is called Would You Rather. We're going to pick up a card one at a time.
Yes, I have to have these to read those.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's at least they're fashionable.
Well, if you're going to wear them, be cute.
Go big or go home. That's what I like to say. Listen, I have my own glasses, but I'm trying to push that day off as long as I can.
That day.
So we're going to pick a card. Okay. I'm going to read it to you. Would you rather?
Okay.
I'm going to give you the options. And then the key is you have to tell me why you chose the rather. Okay, this is going to be good. Are you ready? Okay, here we go.
Okay, you're first.
I'm first.
Yes.
I'm me first. Oh, me first.
It's your show.
It's my show.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. Would you rather vacation at the beach or in the mountains?
That's a hard one, but it's the beach, hands down.
Okay.
Every time.
Okay.
I just love the sound of the ocean. It's like when I put my feet in the sand, decompression, instantaneous.
Yes.
So the beach.
I agree.
110.
Okay, do you like to swim in the ocean?
I do.
Oh, see, I don't love that.
I love the ocean.
I like to go maybe like shins.
Yeah.
Occasionally, if I'm with John, my hubby, I'll go waist.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting my hair wet.
Yeah. Oh, no.
No.
I'm in the water.
Oh, you were swimming.
Oh, yeah. I love
like
that.
an athlete.
Yes. Body surfing, the whole bit. Yes.
Now, are you kidding?
No, I'm not.
You body surf?
I love it.
People.
I've actually surfed.
No.
On a very significant birthday, I won't say what that was, I learned to surf.
Probably when she was 20.
At the beach in Waikiki.
No way.
Yeah, I learned to surf.
Never have I surfed.
In Waikiki.
I think I wouldn't like to try. No.
It was awesome. Oh, you would love it. You're an adventurous person.
I am.
Yeah, you would love it.
If I had a hair cap.
It was awesome.
Fun fact about Cindy.
Yes,
that's amazing.
Can surf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did Marcus surf?
Actually, I'm sounding like I'm bragging. Humble
Actually,
brag.
Marcus, if you're listening,
learned to surf on the Gold Coast of Australia.
Oh.
We travel a little bit. We love to travel. And that's where he learned to surf.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel very behind.
Well, get with it.
Now listen, we travel. I haven't gotten John Taylor on a surfboard.
Okay, we're going to Hawaii and I'm going to see you on the surfboard next to me.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Season 2 of Conversations.
Yes.
In Hawaii.
At the beach.
At the beach.
Boom. Done.
Listen, if you like it enough, share it enough, we can make this happen.
This segment's going to go way past 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah, your turn. Okay.
Would you rather have a pause button or a rewind button?
Shoot, I was hoping you would get this one. Okay. Because this is serious, a little serious.
It is a little serious.
Okay, hold on. I would rather have, a rewind.
Okay.
The reason why, as I get older, now listen, I know that I'm really probably like in my 20s.
Yes.
As I get older, I look back with time with my kids.
Yes.
And I am experiencing the I wished I could have, woulda, shouldas.
Yeah.
I had my kids when I was 18.
Yeah.
So I like to say I was a kid raising kids. My daughter was the first, and I'm like, I'll pay for your counseling. I'm sorry. Like, here's
See,
Here's
I was
the money.
opposite. I had kids later in life.
Okay.
So I kind of would like to push the pause.
Oh.
I don't have many regrets in my
Yeah.
life, thankfully. But I would like to push pause. You know, just
love that.
freeze time for a minute and
Yes.
let everybody catch up.
You're like, just waiting. Just. I'm
You
just
can make it this
over
far.
here waiting.
I've gone a long way down this road.
Hey, I'm catching up.
Right.
Oh my gosh. That is interesting though. Perspectives based on seasons of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, your children are older than my children.
Crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so let's tell the ages of our kids.
Okay, you go first.
Okay. Madison, my daughter, is 23. And my son, Andrew, is 22.
Right. My oldest, Windsor, is 21. And then I have twins, a boy and a girl. Oil and water, salt and pepper, black and white.
Yes.
You know, X and Y.
Yes.
For sure. They're 15. Merrick and Emery. Merrick is the boy, Emery's the girl. I know those names are kind of, you don't know. That's the way we are nowadays. But yeah, they're 15. That's a whole roller coaster.
Oh.
Two
Yeah.
at one time. Anyway.
So you're their limo service.
Of course. Uber
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
I pull up, 90% of the time I pull up and go, your Uber Black is here.
You called.
You called, here I am. Let me run you to in and out, to the gym, to your friend's house, to the church, and back home again. It's crazy.
Yes. So when Cindy was coming here today, we were talking on the phone as she was driving here, as we would.
Yes.
And I was telling her where to park, and she said, I'm in my limo. I'll let my limo
Let my
service.
driver know where to park.
But really, she's the limo service
Yes.
to her family.
For sure.
Okay. I would love to keep playing this game with you, but I think we should probably move on.
Okay, let's do it.
So speaking of kids, though, they say the darndest things.
Oh, my kids are hilarious.
Hilarious. I don't remember many funny things that my kids said because I was 18. You know, like
were a kid.
I was a kid. And so we have a joke with my daughter, Madison. She'll do something that's very mature. She is very mature. Delayed maturity. Love you, mean it. But it came. And when it came, it's solid.
Yeah.
So we have a thing now that says that she'll be like, she'll tell me what she did. It was amazing. And she'll say, my frontal lobe's fully developed, Mom. And I'm like,
awesome. Praise the Lord.
my frontal lobe. But no, it's...
Unfortunately, none of my kids' frontal lobes are developed.
Yeah.
I'm still working with
it
that.
comes. Did they say boys are 26?
I think so. Although our older son, Windsor, is an exceptional
mature.
person overall. He's just really precious. I mean, our other kids are amazing too.
Yeah.
But he matured quickly and he's got a really solid head on his shoulders. So he's at Baylor University.
Oh.
He's a junior at Baylor.
Proud mom plug.
Yes.
Proud mom plug.
Yes. So we love that university.
Yeah.
So we brag on it all the time. But my kids are hilarious. I can remember one particular time with Emery. She's my daughter. And, they always say that the mother-daughter relationship is it can be kind of, yin and yang.
Tenuous.
Yes, that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And so this was years ago when Siri first showed up on the scene, you know, with our phones. Hey, Siri, can you, whatever.
Yeah.
I have to be careful saying that because my phone's offset. Now, she might answer right now.
I wonder if theirs will answer.
It might.
Okay.
So anyway, she was first on the scene, and Emery goes, Mom, why does Siri always sound like she's angry? I was like, she does. She's like, turn right. Yes, ma'am. So a couple of days later, I was scolding her about something. Please don't do that.
Yes.
You're going to get yourself in trouble. Don't stop that. Kind of forcefully. She goes, Mom, you sound just like Siri.
Oh, they keep
Thank
us
you.
humble and low. Just real low.
Yes.
Yeah. My mom has gifted me with what we call jowls.
Oh.
Do you know what those are?
Yes.
These things right here. So
I don't really see those on you.
Okay, thank you.
The lighting's perfect.
Perfect.
Thank you, guys.
So my kids, when they were little, would be like, Nana, what's this? I'm like, shut it down. Like, that is It's inappropriate. Oh my gosh, but I love like kids have no filter when they're younger, and it's like their answers are so uncurated.
Right.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I think as I have gotten older, my answers become more well thought out and curated, not from a place of a good heart, but from this place of, I know, you're like, oh wow,
why?
What's wrong with your heart?
We can pray about that later.
From a place of like performance.
Yeah.
And so I think, I will always say, like when I was turned about 40, it was kind of the feeling of like, I'm okay with me. Came over, and I thought, oh my gosh, I actually do love me. But up until I was 40, hot mess express. And so I found myself curating all of my answers according to what I thought someone wanted to hear. And I got myself in a hole in several things, and you just like, you find yourself not enjoying life, and you find yourself in this super like performance-based system. And I have a friend once that read a book. I should probably remember what that book's called, but I don't.
Okay.
Anyway, it talks about your winning formula. And so this stat always sticks with me. So from the age of 2 until 9, you're creating your worldview. This is like science. And then by the age of 13, your worldview is actually like solidified, and it is who you have become. And so you start shaping your environment based around a worldview that you have experienced. So whether it's like excitement, trauma, laughter, sorrow, you're intaking all of this information and you're formulating something that I think later on you could call your winning formula. So like, if I do this, then I will be happy. Or if I do this, then I will succeed. I think the winning formula was actually a business book, but it just overlaps.
It translates to life as well.
Yeah, and like your mom, oftentimes they'll say like your lens in which you look out of comes from your mother or your caregiver that's around you.
Gotcha.
And so I would say similarly, like we were both ministry households. Right. So I was raised in a pastor's home. My dad pastored churches for over 50 years. Right. When he retired and went to Argentina to be a missionary. Like, it is just who we DNA. Are. Yes. And I love it. But I think we were also raised very differently. So I was basically an only child.
Okay.
I
was not.
My brother's like 10 years older than me, and my sister's almost 15.
Gotcha.
And yours was the total opposite.
Yeah. Well, my oldest sibling was 9 years older than me, and there's 3 more in between. So, from oldest to youngest was only 9 years, and there's 5 of us. And we did everything together. We traveled, my family was a ministry family that traveled. So we were on the road together all the time. My mom was a real worker bee. So she was not always the one that was lovey-touchy. My dad was. However, he was a military guy as well.
I didn't
so we kind of had that double-sided coin.
Okay.
And he was really the one who kind of gave us our overall view of, my mom and dad are exceptional people, and they went through a lot of heartache in the church, pastoring. My mom and dad pastored for 67 years. Yeah. So I had a lot of hardship in small churches and churches they planted, and we just saw them be amazingly resilient. And even though they had trouble with people in the church, they still had such a heart for the church globally. Yeah. So we never had that kind of view of, oh my gosh, I don't ever want to go to church again because church is bad. It's just, no, church is full of people. And so, our lens was like that, just seeing, and my dad was a real truth teller. Yeah. Which, you're talking about your conversation very often, your thoughts were curated, so your answers were curated. Yeah. And my dad was, I'm going to tell the truth. No, I don't care what the consequences are. I'd rather live by my truth. Yeah. Or the truth, not even my truth, but the truth. And always weighed that against the Word of God. So we really had that instilled in us from a very early age. It's just, it's all about the truth.
Yes.
If you don't have the truth to stand on, then you don't really have a solid foundation.
Yeah.
And so, very often we would find ourselves in situations where things were taken from us, or we didn't get to be involved in things because we stood by the truth.
Yeah, as a family.
Yeah.
Like in raising kids.
And even in later in life, for me,
Yeah.
I kind of consider myself a truth teller. I had a conversation yesterday with one of my friends about that. And the beautiful thing is, though, when you are a truth teller, you curate in a different way.
Yeah.
You figure out a way to tell the truth where that person can receive it.
Yeah.
That's a real art.
Yes.
And my dad was good at that. And I watched that in my life.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's the way I get to tell people the truth.
Yeah, no, I totally think that's who you are. Yeah. I think you can tell the truth and speak love or speak correction. And I even use that word lovingly and lightly. Speak what's true, bring light, and laugh and love and smile all at the same time. There's so many stories that pop in mind. I'm like, save it for later. But yeah, I think my dad would say he is like a recovering perfectionist and a recovering people pleaser. And so where we were in a church and didn't travel, we were stationary. He was trying to navigate and figure out how to be him inside of a church with people. Yeah. And so my lens was really kind of that, like more of a curated, your truth. We never wavered from it, but it's like, how do I articulate the truth in a way that you would like me? Instead of just showing up authentically as to who I am. And so I saw how this, and I'm wondering, like your feedback on this. I saw this happen throughout my life, and really, like I said, that 40-year-old marker moment. Oh, I had the best 40th birthday. I have so many things to share. I had the best 40th birthday with the Lord. Side point. He said, I want to take you on a journey, and I want to spend 1 week with you, with just me and you, before your 40th birthday. And
he didn't tell me that.
He didn't tell you that. You should go back.
And I'd have to go way back. Way too far back. Anyway,
he's like, wait, I don't remember. Let me get out my book. 40? Hold on. But he said, I want to take communion with you every morning.
How sweet.
So every morning I woke up and took communion with him, and I allowed him to just shower me with what he thought about me from the first 40 years of my life. And I didn't go into this birthday shenanigans with him with any idea of what it would be, which is unlike me. I've really had to rework my expectations versus expectancy, but I didn't. I just went into it with really just obedience. Like, you wanna sit with me and have communion with me? And yes, I would love to do that. And so it was this beautiful, he took me through this journey of my life. And then I was sitting in the laundromat parking lot.
All right.
Listen, if you ever just need a minute, you just go take your clothes to the laundromat.
Right.
Now, maybe don't sit in the laundromat, maybe go back to your car, but there's nothing you can do. You're just forced into this place. Anyway, it was like I was sitting there watching the cars go by, and I just start weeping, and he just starts telling me who I am and telling me what I'm going to be and who he's called me to be and the plans he has for me as I'm watching these cars go by. It was a beautiful moment with him at the laundromat. But until then, up until that 40-year-old mark, I would say I was always trying to figure out the elusive question, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Right.
And the funny thing is, I would say now in my 40s, I would say I still don't know. Do you know what you want to be when you grow up?
I think who God has called me to be is someone who helps people experience his presence.
I agree.
I help usher people to God's presence.
Yeah.
I've done that since I was a child because my family was in ministry.
Yeah.
And it's my favorite place to be.
Yeah.
And fortunately, with the profession I have as being a musician, singer, songwriter, whatever, I get to be in that place often.
Yeah.
As, corporately.
Yeah.
And my kids, funny enough, last night, one of my children said, what, Mom, what would you say is your superpower? And I said, I think making things beautiful. I like to make things beautiful. And to me, when you usher people into God's presence, that's making something beautiful, you know? And so I feel like my purpose has always been that kind of exchange.
Yeah.
And I think very often we get kind of sidetracked with it has to have this label on it, like I'm a pastor or a worship leader, or whenever God's purpose for us is so much bigger. Because I've done different jobs in my lifetime, and none of those really define me. I was the same conversation with my friend yesterday. I told her, I said, you know, my legacy is not being a worship leader at a church. Although I'm grateful for that, and I love being a part of something that's greater than I am, but that's not my legacy. And so I think just knowing that God can use you to do something specific without it having this label on it is pretty special. So I've known that since I was probably 3 years old.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
What would you say like contributed to that? Because I'm going to be the opposite. So I'm fascinated to hear like what gave you this sense of awareness at an early age. Okay, so how old were you?
I was 3.
Okay.
I was 3.
And then what do you think contributed to that?
Well, because my dad was in ministry, we were in the church where he was on staff. And we had a group that came in to sing at the church that night. And I was sitting on the front pew by my dad. And they started singing, and I looked over at my dad. I said, that's what I want to do. I want to do that. I didn't say when I grow up, because I didn't know to say that.
Yeah, right.
I just said,
uncurated answer.
I want to do that.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
And so my dad, the next Sunday, had me sing a solo in church. And I think very often just parents facilitating, just putting you in the atmosphere.
That's incredible.
Of God's presence for me. That's what really ignited that.
Yeah.
Had I not been in church, I may not have ever seen that.
Right.
Or my inspiration may have come from another source.
Yes.
But I knew what I experienced, even as that tiny little child sitting on the front row. I knew what I was experiencing. And very aware I wanted to be a part of that.
I think that's so key. It's like there was something that ignited on the inside of you that you thought, I want to move a room, not you, but I want to be a conduit for the Spirit to move a room to point back to the Father. And
which actually, Cindy, means reflector of light.
No way.
Yeah.
I love it when a plan comes together.
I think that just, it's just like in Joshua where it says, I know the plans I have for you. They're plans to prosper you. They're plans to give you a future, a hope. They're not to harm you. And, our steps are ordered of the Lord. It's just getting in those steps.
Yes.
And you will be fulfilled. You will have purpose. You will have prosperity. I mean, that's just a side, that's just the overflow of all of the other things that God does for you when you're just in the flow of what He wants to do. And I think sometimes we make it much harder than what it really is.
I always make things harder. I'm getting better.
Good.
But I...
Right?
So probably it's probably maybe 2 months ago. Like, this is fresh. I am fresh like a baby fresh. Fresh skin. I was like wrestling with what do I want to be when I grow up. So my daughter's already moved out, and she has been out of the home for about 3 years or 2.5. And then our son is leaving for the Air Force. He's going to be a pilot in the Air Force. Yet it has stirred this strange feeling on the inside of me. And it has brought me to this place of questioning what I want to be when I grow up, which has forced me to look backwards and say, well, what did I want to be when I was a little kid? And gosh, I want to tell you my story.
Yes.
all the details.
Okay.
But we're running out of time.
Okay.
I knew this was going to be a problem in the most beautiful way. But I think to wrap it up and to put a bow on it, because I love the opposite of your story, which you knew at the age of 3, and you have been living.
That's very rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have been living that out since 3. Yeah. And I, like, next episode, I want to know what that has even looked like. Like, from 3 until now. I mean, maybe
and
not.
And it can be tough.
All the years.
Knowing what you want to do and not accomplishing that at times. So go ahead.
Yes. And so mine was kind of the opposite. Yeah. Like I had just probably 2 months ago had this encounter where I would have loved to have said, I pulled up to the table with the Lord and said, oh, let's talk about our next adventure. And it's going to be so amazing. And what do you have for me? But I pulled up like, I'm an empty nester and all my last years are gone and I'm alone. And I told my husband, I said, listen, I know why people have midlife crises, like crises, maybe more than one.
Yes.
Because I had a miniature one. I did not buy a Corvette though. I've heard that's what you do.
You should have.
I should have. Dang it. That could have been my moment. But it's like I'm having all of these feelings. So it has forced me to look backwards. But I loved what you were talking about, how God has a plan for our life.
Yes, He does.
And when I think about all the points in Scripture about, like Jeremiah, I knew before you were born, I had plans for you. But I found this whenever I was prepping for this conversation, Galatians 1:15, this was Paul. He said, God set me apart in my mother's womb and He was pleased. I thought that word pleased, because I think we can go into this, what do I want to be when I grow up, with what does He want me to be? What has He planned for me to be, which is a good thing to ask. But then we slip into this performance of now I've got to work to be all that He's wanted me to be and called me to be so that He'll be pleased. But He said when He made me, He was so pleased. If I never did anything else, He's pleased with me. Am I? You know?
I love that. It comes from the heart of a father.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yes.
He's our heavenly Father.
Yeah.
And He loves us as His children.
Yeah.
So it comes from that place of true, pure love for us as His children.
Yeah.
The way we feel when we see our babies. It's
absolutely,
like, I want the very best for you. I'm so pleased that you're here.
Yes.
And I have a plan for you.
Okay. I want to finish this conversation. I have to go reheat my coffee.
Okay.
And take a drink of water. And so let's come back. I want to tell you my story of kind of what I wanted to be when I grew up and where I am today, which is fascinating and funny. It's funny. And let's just continue the conversation. And also, I want to make sure the next episode that we finish this off with helping people get from their dreams of when they were a little kid to their reality today. Gotcha. Because sometimes it can just be a journey in between. And sometimes maybe we need to be reawakened to our dreams, and other times we need an injection of hope. Yeah. But yeah, how do we get from there to here and everywhere in between? Let's do it. So join us. We're gonna go heat up our coffee. We are going to come back and have more conversation around this table regarding your dreams and your current reality. Don't miss it. Thank you so much for coming to the table. I had an amazing time, and listen, we are just getting started. So I am getting fresh coffee, and I'm gonna get back in my seat, and we are gonna finish this conversation. It just gets better. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. More conversations are coming. I'll see you soon.